What's up, Whiskey Quest Nation, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving headfirst into a rye whiskey battle royale that I've been absolutely itching to get into. We're talking about two powerhouse heavy hitters going glass to glass in a truly epic showdown. In this corner, we have the brand new, highly anticipated Sazerac Rye Full Proof. And in the other corner, a fan favorite, a true benchmark for Maryland-style rye, the Sagamore Spirit Cask Strength Rye. We're going to compare them head to head, no holds barred, to see which one takes the crown. Let's kick things off with the new kid on the block, the Sazerac Rye Full Proof. Now, if you're a fan of the classic lower proof Sazerac Rye, you know it's a staple for cocktails, especially the Sazerac cocktail itself. But Buffalo Trace, the distillery behind it, decided to give us what we've been asking for, a full proof version. While Buffalo Trace is notoriously tight-lipped about their exact mash bills, it's widely speculated that this mash bill is relatively low rye content, likely in the 51 to 55% range, with the remainder being corn and malted barley. This is a contrast to some of the higher rye expressions out there, which tend to give Sazerac Rye a slightly softer, more approachable spice profile, even at higher proofs. This particular bottle, the full proof, clocks in at 125 proof or 62.5 ABV. A significant jump from the standard 90 proof, promising a lot more punch and depth of flavor. Let's talk about the nose. You immediately get that classic Sazerac character, but amplified. There's a beautiful burst of baking spices, cinnamon, nutmeg, and a hint of clove. The rye spice is definitely there, a little peppery, but it's balanced by sweetness. Caramel, brown sugar, and a touch of vanilla. I'm also picking up some dark fruit notes, maybe dried cherry or fig, and a subtle oak presence. It's rich, inviting, and surprisingly complex for what's considered a standard rye mash bill. Oh wow, the palate. That's where the full proof really comes alive. The initial hit is a burst of spice, black pepper, more cinnamon, and a very pleasant menthol or minty freshness that you sometimes get with a good rye. But it quickly mellows into that sweet caramel and vanilla. There's a rich buttery texture to it, a little bit of dark chocolate, and that oak influence. It's definitely not a high rye, a little more approachable for my palate, but with a nice kick. And the finish, it's long, warm, and satisfying. The spice lingers, especially that peppery rye, and a touch of ginger. The sweetness persists with a nice creme brulee note. The oak comes back with a gentle char, and there's a pleasant dryness at the very end that makes you want another sip. This is a very well-crafted, full-proof whiskey. All right, let's move on to our next contender, the Sagamore Spirit Cask Strength Rye. Sagamore Spirit has truly revitalized Maryland rye whiskey, bringing back a style that was once king. Sagamore's distillery is located right on the beautiful waterfront in Baltimore, Maryland. They're relatively new to the scene, founded in 2013, but they've quickly made a name for themselves by focusing on a distinct Maryland rye style. While they initially sourced some of their whiskey, they're now distilling their own product. And this cask strength is a fantastic example of their vision. They use spring water from their Sagamore farm. Sagamore Spirit blends two rye mash bills, one with 95% rye and 5% malted barley, and another one with 51% rye, 45% corn, and 4% malted barley. This blending approach allows them to achieve a complex balance of spice, fruit, and sweetness. This cask strength expression typically hovers around 110 to 115 proof, varying slightly by batch. Today's bottle is coming in at 112.2 proof or 56.4 ABV, so a bit less in proof to the Sazerac Full Proof, setting up a pretty fair fight. Immediately, this is a different animal. On the nose, there's a big rye spice. Peppery, mint, spearmint, leather, a honey sweetness, some cherry, a bit floral, and a green herbal note. Wow, this is a flavor explosion. The rye spice here is much more pronounced and peppery, a real kick. Black pepper, a little licorice in there. That herbaceous quality from the nose carries through. More dill, more mint, but sweetness too. Honey, caramel, a wave of fruit. There's a chewy richness and a slight oily texture that holds up the proof. And the finish. The rye spice, sweet and fruity, dark fruit, brown sugar, maybe a touch of graham cracker in there. Then drifts into sweet oak. It's long, warming, with the oak char showing through. All right, we've broken down each of these incredible ryes individually. Now for the moment of truth, the head-to-head comparison. This is tough, guys. They are both exceptional ryes, but they offer distinctive experiences. The Sazerac Rye Full Proof leans into that classic Kentucky rye profile. It's got that fantastic balance of sweet caramel, baking spices, and a peppery rye kick that is incredibly approachable even at full proof. It feels rich, familiar, and comforting. A true workhorse elevated. If you love the standard Sazerac rye but wanted a little bit more intensity and depth, this is absolutely it. The Sagamore Cask Strength rye, on the other hand, is a more adventurous, herbaceous, and fruit-forward rye experience. It screams the Maryland style with those prominent dill and mint notes, coupled with a beautiful array of fruit and a more intense, bright rye spice. It has a vibrancy, a complexity that truly stands out. It's a rye that constantly evolves on the palate, offering a new discovery with each sip. So who wins? This really comes down to preference. If you're looking for an elevated classic, well-rounded rye that delivers a powerful yet balanced Kentucky profile, the Sazerac Rye Full Proof is your champion. It's sophisticated, bold, and incredibly versatile. But if you're seeking a rye that pushes boundaries, offers a unique herbaceous and fruity complexity, I guess showcasing that revival of Maryland rye, the Sagamore Cask Strength takes the prize. It's an experience, a journey for the senses. For me personally, in a head-to-head purely for sipping neat and the sheer excitement of the flavor journey, the flavor quest, I'm going to give a slight edge to the Sagamore Spirit Cask Strength Rye. It simply offers a more distinct and memorable tasting experience that I find incredibly compelling. However, you truly can't go wrong with either of these guys. Both are stellar examples of modern rye whiskeys. What do you think? Have you tried either of these? Which one are you going to grab first? Let me know in the comments below. I love hearing your thoughts. And if you enjoyed this head-to-head battle, please give this video a big thumbs up, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and make sure you ring that notification bell. Until next time, stay thirsty, keep exploring, and I'll see you on the next whiskey quest. Salancha.